Hello everybody, welcome to Sight in the Dark Tarot. This is where we squeegee off that first die that we all have erroneously dubbed the third, and we're going to get into some more cards today. So this is the second installment. This is episode 2, and today I'm feeling earthy, and I actually took down some notes, so I'm going to be reading off of that. I was walking through the forest yesterday and I was just hit by a ton of inspiration, and here comes the sun. So I am not doing the tarot cards in order, but I am doing it by theme and however it comes to me. So I do not think that this will be an in order series. However, one episode blends in to the other, so you should watch them in order. All right, so yes, as I said, today and yesterday and maybe tomorrow, until the goings on in the sky are done with as far as the planets go, I'll explain a bit here. I'm just feeling particularly in touch with my Virgo. So you're gonna wonder why at the beginning if you're just starting tarot, but if you aren't starting tarot, you're not going to be wondering. However, why is this guy? Well, it's a guy. I guess I'm into my Hermes today too. Yeah. Why is this lady? Why is this lady talking about astrology so much whenever this is a tarot channel? Well, they're inextricably linked. That's why. In order to understand the tarot deck, you must understand astrology. And in order to understand astrology, I mean, so many things are going to drop like truth bombs if you tune in and understand tarot and what it's trying to say to you. So, I'm feeling in touch with my Virgo. I have my Mars in Virgo, and so is my Jupiter, and so is my Saturn. And I'm really digging what the skies are doing for me at this time. So Mercury, Virgo's ruler, by the way, which is also Gemini's ruler. I'm a Gemini as well. Gemini sun. Mars and Saturn are all are all in conjunction and squares. I honestly forget which, but that's neither here nor there. But all that stuff is going down right now. So Mercury, Mars, and Saturn are kind of both opposing each other and duking it out in the sky, as well as blending in with each other at this point. And I think it's just stirring up all that earthy nature that I actually do have, and that I kind of didn't put too much cultivation into before. I focused on all my fire, all my air, and all my water, but I do have earth in my chart too, so I think it's finally starting to come online now that Uranus is actually opposing my, my Uranus opposition is underway. So Uranus is in Taurus right now, and mine is in Scorpio, which is in the opposite sign, and it's going down. Whenever a woman is entering her early 40s, that's when it goes down. So I'm digging it. I'm digging it like the dirt. So the earth. So I'm just looking where I am right now. Yes. So all the conjunction squares we have going on lately. So that being said, I'm going to dive right into the sun and how all this blends together with strength. Left and right, people. I'm going to make that joke every time. And the Hermit. So, yes, so the Hermit and strength and the sun. So yesterday we did cards number 6 and number 7, which is Gemini, so the lovers, and the Chariot, which is Cancer. And now we're going to head into Leo and Virgo. Exemplified by all of these cards. So cards 8, strength. The Hermit, strength number 9. And the Sun, 19. So Leo is ruled by the Sun, and its emanation is the heart. So when we think of courage, 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 it really helps if you know French or Greek or even Spanish or other languages besides English. But thankfully, I know French and Spanish, but French is what we're going to be basically dealing with as far as getting out of that English frame of mind. Because English, honestly, is an amalgam of so many languages. And a lot of these descriptions are either Greek or Latin as far as astrology goes. So it helps to know a romantic language like French. Spanish might do, like corazon, courage, but courage, cœur is the French word for heart, and that denotes courage. So Leo's emanation in a human being is the heart. And Virgo is ruled by Mercury, or Hermes. So if we all heard the name Hermes Trismegistus, Hermes 3 times great, like I was saying, Gemini is 3, it's not 2, it's only duality in this plane of existence when you don't have the eye, the inner sight, the inner light, the sight in the dark to see. So you'll be fooled by Gemini thinking that it's only 2. No. All right, so it's always a 3. So Hermes Trismegistus, ruled by Mercury. Hod on the Tree of Life, number 8. And also Gemini is also number 6, Tifereth, and that is the golden light of Christ. So, so just like Gemini is about communication and transformation in an airy way, Virgo is about communication and transformation, so alchemy, in an earthy way. So the body and alchemy for the human, or earthman, like humus. Humus is earth, so earthman or human, or a woman, of course, as opposed to communication and making connections and association in an airy way or mental way, as in all is mind kind of way, if you're talking Hermetics or the Kybalion, or an astral way like Gemini is. So Virgo, or the Hermit, exemplifies this transformation and honing our inner light skills so we can make associations. So Hermes and Mercury is about communication. So the transmission of ideas, the transmission of things between two things, but he is that third energy doing that thing, okay? So that's why I said that Gemini is actually 3. So we have one thing, the other thing, and the actual communication between, and Hermes is all 3. And Hermes, or Mercury, rules Virgo. So it's communication between the hearth fires or the heart fire. Okay, so hearth fire in a person's heart, which is Leo. So between people's hearts, between people's interpersonal hearths, that goddess Hestia that we all have inside, that virginal goddess. And I'm going to get into what virginal actually means in a second, everybody. So that virginal, whole unto herself goddess Hestia is the one who tends the hearth. So just like Prometheus took fire from the gods, okay, he took it from their hearth, in each one of us we have a hearth inside, and that is our inner light, and that is what the Hermit card, the Hermit, hermetic, when you're hermetically sealed, you are you are cultivating that inner light. And this is one of the reasons why I called this channel Sight in the Dark. It's not only my Gemini nature that got me to use that name, it's also my Virgo nature who got me to use that name. And I'm coming into Virgo ever so much as this life goes on. So we have Hermes or Mercury, which is the communication between the hearth fires in each person's heart. So starting with Leo, the fiery heart, it's represented by the lion. And then we can think of this as Hestia, or we can think of this as us, or the Hermit. She is an illumined being. She has the lemniscate right above her head, which is the infinity symbol. So just like Hermes and Gemini, Virgo also has an illumined nature. In all the Trumps, basically, it's all of those people are illumined in their own way. So they have an inner light inside. They have a dark light inside. So your dark light can be bright, but it's inside, so it's dark. It's coming from the primordial waters of your being. And it's that fire that issues from the feminine. So it's that masculine coming out of the feminine, essentially, if you want to think of it that way. And we can, because it's very easy to explain that way. So we have the lion, Leo, and it's the fiery heart represented by the lion, and there are some associations to be made. So he transforms into the sun. Okay, the sun represents Leo. Leo is ruled by the sun, and this Christ figure here, okay, this is like analogous to Jesus, so we're just going to go with that for now, because it's very easy to explain this way. Sunflowers, everything. You're going to notice so much symbolism when you look at your cards now. So he transforms into the sun and the Christ-like being. So let's dive in. So the holy nature of these cards. This is going to sound religious, but it's so not. Religion means to be tied back, and so does yoga, yoked. So if you're yoked to something, okay, like a yoke, or you're tied back, relegare, to like back, to be yeah, it just means back. Ligare, ligature, that is tied back. So religion is to be tied back. It's to be tied to a set of beliefs. Now, tarot is a system, and it's a technology. Saying that tarot is a religion is kind of the same thing as saying your car is a religion. Your car is a piece of technology. Tarot is a system that you can use, and a system that you can use is a piece of technology. Religion is a little bit different. You must adhere to those exact principles, or else you're deviating. And yoga too. Most people don't want to hear that, but yoga means to be yoked to a set of principles. And if you deviate, oh well. Okay, so now that we got that down, I'm going to be saying Christ a lot. So, and literally Jesus in this episode here. And that is just because that's the way it is. That's how the cards were drawn. And Jesus and Christ and all that, and light, it means something quite different than what your regular churchgoer will think it is. And oh my God. People who relegate themselves to being tied back are just not reaching their full potential in this life, and that's all I gotta say. They're kind of stopping at Tiphareth, which is the heart, and that's cool. They're stopping at the highest experience that a human can have while being religious. Yeah, there's more. Okay, so the holiday called Lammas, you might have heard that from your Wiccan days if you've had them. So Lammas is from Lugnasa. Okay, so it's the same holiday. And the god Lu is a god of light. So it's meaning light, and it's represented by wheat and corn and barley. So if you think of all the representations of Christianity, I mean, we have so much wheat. Okay, you'll notice this symbolism everywhere when it comes to churches. You're going to see wheat. So separating the wheat from the chaff, that is a very Virgo thing to do. Because Virgo is the tender of that Garden of Eden. So the Garden of Eden is the whole divine feminine, if you want to think of it that way. So it is what women are. Women are not just Eve or Lilith. Lilith is all up in her head. That's why she gets fucked up. And Eve is all within her body. And that's why she gets fucked up. So when you're walking around in the Garden of Eden and you see this tree of knowledge and all you are is Eve, you're not going to be able to handle that. And then Lilith was like, no, I'm not gonna. I can't even. Okay, she was all narcissistic. So she left the Garden of Eden because she's like, nah. Okay, so if you're all up in your head and you're trying to ascend from there, well, I mean, all you're going to do is go like from here up. And if you're all down in your body, you're not going to be who you need to be a fully expressed woman. I mean, men must be watching this too, but this is the way the topic is going right now. So women, we are the whole goddamn Garden of Eden. Anyway, back to the masculine now. So Lu, god of light, is represented by wheat and corn and barley, and Laughmas. It's a holiday called Laughmas, and that is equal to loaf mass, as in bread, loaf of bread. And Christ, we all know that Jesus is repped by bread. Okay? We call it the body of Christ because that's the material that we can eat. It's the material that we can nourish ourselves with, our own bodies with. So, which is why bread is associated with Jesus and Christ figures, as are grapes. So grapes turn into wine. So that's why wine represents Jesus's blood, or Christ's blood, or the liquid gold of a Christ personified by the figure of Jesus, which is Leo that issues from Virgo, and that is the strength card. We have Leo issuing from Virgo. I'm just going to change where my light is eventually, guys. So we have the virginal goddess, and virginal means just whole unto the self. I have lots more notes. I'm going to go through that. And then we have Leo, the lion here. Okay. So she's an illumined being, so she's got her shit on lock. She knows what to do. So the Sun card. Okay, once that is realized, once that Christ is realized, once that Jesus is realized into form, that's where the Sun comes in. So, oh yeah, this works better whenever I cover my face. You can see the card more clearly. Okay, so the Sun card is coming out of Virgo, which is the Hermit card. So Virgo is the Hermit card. And this is the Virgin of midway between summer and autumn. So we have the Strength card, and its exoteric meaning, meaning what is told to the masses, is controlling what's considered base or inferior or lesser, or lower. So base nature, base tendencies like sex, eating, carnality, those things that are human and animal. So it's controlling those with your mind. That's what the exoteric meaning of this is. And that's a whole load. So So they give examples of chastising yourself, so making yourself pure, like with rituals of purity and mundane things like choosing a good lover over a bad lover, with strength of character. But the esoteric meaning, we have protection, protection of that hearth fire. So we are protecting that fire within us. We're protecting our Christ, that light inside of us. We're doing that. We're growing him. So we're growing him from the fertile feminine, that Garden of Eden. This goddess knows her stuff. She is protecting and cultivating and rendering fertile her inner light, her Jesus, her Leo, her sun, Okay? Hope this all makes sense. So yes, fertility, especially of our creativity and depth of character and magical capacity. Because Virgos, once they drop their practical, if any Virgos are materialists, or atheistic, I guess, but materialists, they're not going to be able to turn their magic all the way on. But Virgo is one of the most magical signs, bar none. Gemini too. We've all got magic though. Every single darn sign has magic. But the ones ruled by Mercury, very, very, very magical. So, like some of the best witches. I shouldn't say that, but I did. I'm not kidding. I am kidding. I'm sort of kidding. I'm sort of not kidding. I am not. I meant what I said. Virgo's awesome. Okay. So we have the strength card. Yes. Oh yes, cultivating our magical capacity and prosperity for ourselves as self-contained beings. So that is what virginal means. It means unpaired, as in you don't need another. It doesn't mean unhusbanded. It doesn't mean virginal as in not having had sex. It doesn't mean so innocent is the same kind of thing, and I'll get to that in a second. But innocent, it just means not married, as in you're married to yourself on the inside. And you've already got this going, so that marriage is your actual nature. So you don't need to be married outwardly. Okay? Like, you are so damn awesome. You are so damn cool. You don't need to be married outwardly. Now, us humans, we have our partners, we have our boyfriends, we have our girlfriends, we have our matched up people in this life, our soulmates, our fuzzy again, guys. Gotta fix this camera. Unless some real potent stuff is coming through. Happens whenever I wave my hands around. I'll try to fix it. Sorry about this, guys. Still fuzzy. It'll work anyway. Okay. Dude. Okay. Yes. So the strength card is the Virgin and the Earth being. So it's how we cultivate ourselves and as self-contained beings. So the strength card is the Virgin and the Earth being, and the Lion, the light being. My apologies for this blur. My camera's just doing this on purpose, I think. It's on the way to blending and actuating in the Hermit card. So cultivating our inner light and our inner sight. Okay. So our inner vision, our inner sight, our sight in the dark. The Hermit, or Virgo, manifesting yourself through your own great work, your own alchemy, through cultivating yourself while hidden from society, simultaneously being social. Virgo is a social card, so is Leo. A social sign, and so is Leo. So as individual as we are, we also have this social aspect to us. So we have the individual signs, which are Aries and Taurus and Gemini and Cancer. And then we have social signs, which are Leo and Virgo and Libra, relationships, Libra, and Scorpio. And then we have our God signs, which is Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. So, also, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces are mutable. So they're the transition signs in the wheel of the year. They transition from one season to the next. And we have the cardinal signs, which start them off. So Aries starts off spring, Cancer starts off summer, Libra starts off fall, and Capricorn starts off winter. Capricorn is also the devil, so that's awesome. I said I love you. I guess I love. Yeah, the same thing. There we go. And what's the other thing? What's the other modality? Fixed. Okay, so fixed. Ooh, when we get to the world card or the universe, we're going to talk about some fixed stars. So the fixed stars in the sky are in the constellations of Taurus, out of order, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Leo. Okay, so Regulus is the heart of Leo. The star Regulus in the constellation Leo is one of the fixed stars. And those fixed stars are in the world card, or some call it the universe. Okay. So we're almost through. So while simultaneously being social. So a walking, smiling monk within a city is an example of this. So don't be fooled. The monk, he is cultivating himself. She is cultivating herself and making cuts, so cutting the wheat from the chaff, as necessary. So she's doing the pruning, okay? Also the growing. But she's more wise than just an empress. She's far more wise. She knows how to do magic and alchemy. So, whereas an empress is that whole fertile Garden of Eden, Hestia, for example, is that goddess walking in the Garden of Eden and doing her damn thing. So, let's see. It's the feminine force that is necessary to make cuts as well. So, yes, feminine force is the whole Garden of Eden itself. And it definitely means that not everything is kept alive. Pruning and decay is a part of this existence. And that's all nature. So no matter what his or her outer appearance and social interaction, knowing the value of keeping some things hidden, like the Hermit, like such as personal cultivation, as not to be muddied by not to muddy your waters by others. Okay, so others' busyness, others' business, and others' busyness. Keeping the mind pure while speaking to others is the higher expression of a capable Virgo-like quality in all of us. So that Hermit card represents this. Also coming out of Leo, the King, or Ray, or Roi, also ray, like a sun ray, Regulus, Regent, literally keying, which is being your chi. So you know how sometimes chi is spelled qi or ki, also ch, which is a Greek letter. The name escapes me, but it's pronounced k, like a chimera. You don't say chimera, you say chimera. So chi and ki and ki-ing is what a king energy does. So keying, being your chi, king. Jesus is always referred to as a king. A Christ is always referred to as a king. Leo is always, or lions are always referred to as kings because they are just being their masculine nature, that light nature. So the male principle of energy's behavior. So energy's behavior in this plane of existence. Not only this action and heralding of good news, like sunflowers do, they also communicate with each other, and that's pretty cool. Sunflowers will actually face each other when they need to communicate with each other, and it's so beautiful. And if you've ever heard sunflowers singing, which you can if you look it up, sunflowers singing, they'll just bring a whole new meaning to this sun card as well. So we have, again, the sun, or a male son, a king, a baby boy, a lion. Simha is another word for a lion being. So yes, Simha, and then Disney made it Simba. Yes, I'm talking about the Lion King. Simha, Simba. Simba's not real, but Simha is. And the Sun card, but going into the Strength card aspect and further into the Hermit and the Virgin, meaning innocent. Okay, so here we are. Not innocent, so not unmarried, as in virgin or virginal, but virginal as in completely independent and therefore able to be interdependent responsibly, like a Virgo, with the finest intelligence and clarity. Because that Virgo, that Hermit, is cultivating their light in the dark so they can see with their hearts of Leo, their inner light. That's why I'm talking about squeegeeing off your first eye. Okay? Some people call it a third eye. I mean, because they see these two eyes and they're like, oh, a third eye. No. It's your first eye. And then you have these two material eyes. But we can also turn on our metaphysical eyes. And this is one aim that I have for everyone here. So, virginal as completely independent and therefore to be able to be social, okay? Because Virgo and Leo are both social signs. Able to be interdependent responsibly and with finest intelligence and clarity. So innocent not as married, but not nost. So, nos, another French word. It means honeymoon. So, and also honeymoon is a different thing which just dropped in, but I don't remember what time it is in the seasons or what kind of moon it is, so I'm not even going to bother for now. But if that inspires you to look up honeymoon and find out where that is, what moon that is, like blood moon and strawberry moon or a harvest moon, stuff like that, right? Honeymoon. So, nos, N-O-C-E, innocent. Okay, so you're an entity that is already married to the self. You already have your own honeymoon going on within you when you're practicing your Virgo and cultivating your Leo. And it's uncelebrated as joined to another, but celibate. And not celibate like not having sex, like the lower expression of language and how the word is now used to keep everyone ignorant and nescient. Okay, not knowing, nescient. Science is knowing. Nescience is not knowing. So unknowing and ignorant, but unmarried intelligently. The only marriage is the one with the self, and therefore it's unnecessary when truly achieved. So you don't need to be married if you are married to the self. Just like in my other video about love, you don't need love if you are love. So moving on to Virgo, you don't need marriage with another, even a friend or a client or any interaction, if you are married within the self. You are innocent. You are not nost. Okay? You are nost within the self. So, virginal innocence. Virginal innocence, solo, the gorgeousness of someone who just shines their inner light, darkly kept within. So, innocent, after all, is a French name. Innocent. Innocent is a French name. Not innocent as in not guilty. So that is automatically a consequence of misusing language and being taught incorrectly how to use words as spells. So the common meaning of the word innocent or innocent implies guilt and impurity. Here we're back to that virginal stuff again. And sin, as in missing the mark on a bullseye or target. Bullseye, Aldebaran, fixed star. So yes, sinister or sinistral, meaning left-handed. Sin, to be left-handed. There's so much stuff that goes into language, it's unreal. English, ooh. You need to learn other languages, or at least need to be able to make associations very well so you can understand. So I would start, if you're not into this already, start looking into prefixes, root words, and suffixes, and then a whole new world will open up to you. Okay, so innocent implies guilty and impurity, and sin, as in left-handed, and demonized, which demons are actually light beings as well, just like angels, but the way Christianity has us fucked up, oh my God. I unironically say, or ironically, by those who believed, okay, demonized by those who believed in being dexterous. So dexter, right-handed, ambidextrous. Well, I say I'm ambisinistral and ambidextrous, why not? And therefore righteous. So dexterous, righteous, right-handed. Confusing and fusing the meaning with not virginal. And that is complete bullshit. Innocent is not paired. Innocent means whole unto the self. Innocent. Hermetics, although useful when we know these associations, can totally trump our trump's meaning and muddy our waters and make things confusing and lead us on to straying on our course when approaching their source material at face value with the limited knowledge we have been privy to and taught and kept in nescience. So then nescience leads to ignorance and ignorance. And then people keep themselves sealed up all in the head instead of hermetically sealing themselves up so they can cultivate all of it and be their best selves. Remember, always hidden in plain sight is the motto and the method of part of Hermetic magic. So fooling the masses, the initiates, and even the adepts alike is like succulent candy to a true Hermetic. Tease apart illusory information from the part of truth we have access to with our own inner heart light. And let that inner light be cultivated like a hermit boss and bring the sun's good news and all its rays, sun's good news, to you and the rest of the world and the universe. So like the goddess Hestia, the goddess of the hearth, Virgo, the hermit is busy working with her hearth's inner fire. No matter how earthy this goddess is, remember that there is the luminary quality in all elements and in all of us. So Leo, the king, lions, rays of the sun, like Jesus, which is a Christ, meaning an anointed one with perfumed and fragrant oils of beautiful quality, therefore holy, is also the product of fire and water. and comes out of the sea of the feminine. The Virgin Mary, as in mar. So if you know Spanish, mar is the sea. And mer, if you know French, is the sea. Mer E is the sea. So the fires and waters of our cosmos and of our own nature, okay, like the lower expression, the emperor, and so the Aries and Taurus, the emperor and the empress are the more human archetypal feminine and masculine. And then we have the higher expressions, which are Binah and Hokmah, making what is above that Tifereth level on the tree of life, which is where all Christians just stop at. But like I said, there's further to go. So Mary, the primordial waters. Okay, so Jesus comes out of Mary. Leo comes out of the Virgin. Or Virgo. So the fires and waters of our cosmos and of our own nature are one and the same, and we are all able to breathe air, which is the Fool, but air, into the world. So the Fool card and the World card, or the Universe card, are also one and the same, only different aspects, just because we have human minds that differentiate and discriminate and like limitations, so we can understand and push beyond our limitations. Humans like playing games, so this is how we understand things. And finally, we breathe air into the world, so fire and water make air in alchemy, remember that? But before we get that far, let's stop at fire, the sun, and the sun with all the rays of his crown as the one of the greatest illumined beings this earthly world has witnessed. Bring the sun forth from the fires of the water, of the earth, and breathe air into life, into existence. So if that's not good news, like the sun card, I don't know what is. And until next time, I'm going to sign off. So let's squeegee off the lenses of our inner vision so we can have our purest, most Virgo, our purest sight in the dark. So thank you for tuning in, and much love.